that if you have a higher purpose and a bigger mission, the bigger your mission, the more proportionately heavy duty your resistance will be. Set habits up for yourself where you beat resistance. The more you beat resistance, the more your resistance will shrink. So whenever you are having great resistance, please know the only reason that is there is because you're truly living your mission. When you have a dream and it scares you, that dream came to you only because you could realize it. Hello, my lovely divapreneurs. My mission in life is to help women start their businesses, create their identity, become financially free, and truly earn the respect they've always deserved. So today we are going into a new topic which is called resistance. This is one of my most favorite topics because I feel like no matter where we are at in our life, whenever we want to go to the next step, when we need to cross that comfort zone where we've gotten used to the kind of life we are leading, whenever we have to try something new, risk something new, build our confidence, resistance shows up in a big way. Understanding this enemy makes life so much easier. So if you're someone who knows and has experienced resistance but doesn't understand the personality of resistance, I would love for you to really spend time on this video and try to figure out what way does your resistance speak to you. So let me tell you a few qualities of resistance. The first one is that it's invisible. See, whenever you can't see something, it's even more scarier, right? Because it's invisible, it lives within us. It's internal. So therefore, we can't see it, we can't touch it, we can't hear it. But you know what we can do? We can feel it. We know that anytime we want to do something, there is a small whisper that starts to tell us why that won't work out, why I should be more prepared, why we should try to get everything perfect before we start. So you'll always notice these conversations will start to show up. It's also extremely intelligent. Why do I say that? Because it knows more than you. You see, we know our weaknesses. Our resistance also knows our weaknesses. So I remember at a point when I was just starting out, this was my first session in my drawing room and my carpet had yet not come. And in my head, I'm thinking if only my carpet was there, it would have been so much more cozier. Would my carpet have any impact on my content? Not really, right? Yet in my head, I had to come up with some reason why to postpone that thing. So I said, once the carpet comes, then I'll take the class. The truth is, every time you start to feel your resistance, you need to move into action quickly before it takes over. And it always will know what is your weakness. So you have to keep on getting smarter than it, because otherwise it will beat you. It's very impersonal. When I say impersonal, what do I mean? It doesn't select people. It's like coronavirus. Coronavirus doesn't look at rich or poor, doesn't look at, all the versions, black or white, whatever those versions are. It's not choosing its people. If you come in contact with it, it will impact you, right? So the same way, resistance is also impersonal. It really doesn't care who you are, what status you have, how much money you have, how you look, how much education you have. It doesn't care about any of that. It's completely impersonal. Anyone who wants to grow out of their comfort zone will experience it. It is extremely unreasonable. When I say unreasonable, can you stand in front of a lion and tell him, please don't eat me, I'm a vegetarian, I've never eaten anyone? You can't do that, right? The same way, if you're experiencing resistance, it is completely unreasonable. You cannot logically or intelligently beat it. You have to only go into action to truly be able to beat it. So you have to know that, if I start to say no, but that carpet is really not, and then it'll say, but if only you had some fresh flowers in your house, why don't you do a little bit of a high tea? And all of it will get me distracted, and then I'll be like, maybe I'll plan for another day. This needs a lot of attention to detail. Like that, it is so intelligent, so smart, impersonal, unreasonable that we have to really be on top of it and not allow it to grow into this monster that it can be. It is also proportionately negative. What does that mean? Basically, what happens is that if you have a higher purpose and a bigger mission, the bigger your mission, the more proportionately heavy duty your resistance will be. So if you're just planning to trying to go to the gym and exercise, your resistance may not be as much as if you are planning to set up an industry, or as much as, whenever we go outside our comfort zone, how many steps outside our comfort zone are we going to take? 1, 2, 3. Most of us like to keep one foot in the comfort zone and one foot outside. That's a safer space to be in, so that you can retreat as soon as things get risky. But the truth is that the higher our mission, the bigger the purpose, the more we want to become something in our life and truly create an identity for ourselves, the bigger our resistance. So whenever you are having great resistance, please know the only reason that is there is because you're truly living your mission. When you have a dream and it scares you, that dream came to you only because you could realize it. Believe that in your heart. But also know that resistance will come immediately right after, because the truth is that resistance job is to stop us. Stop us means it's not going to just stop us. It wants to destroy the whole dream. So it's not going to stop at any point. It plays for keeps. Okay, so you have to be so careful, because it's not like, okay, it's saying, okay, you do little bit of it. You can open a part of it and then see later. No. When it speaks to you, it wants to put you back into your comfort zone. So if you were planning to go to the gym that morning, it'll be like, maybe if you just pick up the right shoes, then you should start the gym. You don't really have the right shoes, that can injure you. If you get injured, you won't be able to go to the gym for such a long time. And that those whispers will start to get louder and louder as we speak. As we listen rather, not as we speak. So as we keep listening, they'll keep getting louder. Within 10 minutes, you were completely convinced that you were going to start gym on Monday morning, and now suddenly you have redecided that it's going to be the 1st of May or the 1st of June or whichever month, and it's not going to be tomorrow. So that's where we get stuck, because it's plays for keeps. It only moves in one direction. When I say it moves in one direction, what I mean is, if you want to sit and watch TV, Netflix and eat popcorn, it's not going to show up. It doesn't show up when you are within your comfort zone. If something is not scary, if something is not risky, if something doesn't involve you having to, truly handle rejection or having to ask somebody for something, if it doesn't carry all of that, it won't show up. In your comfort zone, you can do anything you like. The beauty is you can keep increasing your comfort zone as you keep going. So today, maybe I'm not used to the gym. Tomorrow, gym becomes comfortable, but I'm not used to swimming. Then swimming becomes comfortable, but I'm not used to badminton. And I keep increasing my comfort zone. And as I keep getting comfortable, my comfort zone keeps increasing. So the whole point or the whole journey that we have to take is to make sure that are we stretching ourselves to keep slowly increasing our comfort zone. That is very, very important. It gets the most powerful at the finishing line. So just when we are most exhausted, you imagine you're climbing Mount Everest, how's the last 10% of the climb going to be? The hardest, right? Because you can see the summit, but you have now the least amount of energy. You started with great enthusiasm, a lot has happened on the way, and now you're just on the verge of reaching the summit, and yet you are completely exhausted and finding it so hard to do. This is when resistance actually shows up in its biggest way, because now it knows you are going to reach your target, and the one thing it doesn't want you to do is to ever reach your target. So it will smack you for the last time, and it will be a big smack. That's where a lot of people will look at this and say, maybe God doesn't want me to do it. Maybe this challenge showed up because God doesn't want me to achieve this. The truth is the exact opposite. God is testing you that before I give you this big achievement, are you even ready for it? Do you truly want it? Let me check. I always call this the God challenge. I remember I was going to do my very first event. I had a sponsor in place 10 days before the sponsor backed off. And I had only 10 days. I'd already finished paying the speaker. I'd already finished paying the venue. It was such a bad news for me that day, because I had no idea how am I going to put that kind of money into this event now. I sat in my space and I just prayed to God and I said, speak to me, help me. I did not let my energy fall. I know everything happens for the best. Tell me, what is it that I need to learn from this experience? I did all of my work on myself, and within 24 hours I had a sponsor who was giving me almost 50% more, 50% or 30% more of what the original sponsor had promised. So sometimes when we don't let our energy fall, God will challenge us. Just when I will need to leave for America, my child had fallen and I was like, should I go, should I not go? Within one day he was fine. Thank God I didn't miss this thing. But the guilt of being the mom, of having to leave your child at a time, it was so very hard. But I knew I would have to wait a year to go back. And the beauty is that I used to live in a joint family, so I had so many people to look after him, fortunately for that. So like that, resistance will keep playing its games with us, and we have to really start to understand it, hear it, feel it, know when it's talking to us. My easiest experience of learning how to overcome resistance is a rule that I learned from a lady called Mel Robbins, I think her name is, and she has this 5-second rule. From the time your mind starts to give you the opposite, whatever it is that you were planning to do and you were excited about, and it starts to tell you. So you had put an alarm for 6 o'clock and you were like, I'm going to wake up early from tomorrow. And 6 o'clock the alarm rings, and now you're just started to have that conversation that you've not slept really well last night. So if you actually spend another half an hour sleeping, it'll be beneficial for you. And that conversation is just starting to happen, where your resistance is starting to manipulate you, convince you, cajole you, seduce you. It does all of these crazy things actually. So it's just starting to do all of that, and you in your head go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you jump out. Within those 5 seconds, you jump out of bed. Then you can beat resistance. Just when resistance starts to tell you, you can't post this video. For me, like, I have to post a video every day. Every day I'll come up with an excuse. Today my hair's not looking good, I don't feel like doing makeup, I don't want to dress up, I don't want to, whatever those reasons will be. I know if I go 5, 4, 3, get up, go, get ready, get dressed at a time like this, and just put the video out, I will feel so much better about myself. So every single day, our challenge is really to beat our resistance. How does our resistance speak to us? It speaks to us in perfectionism. It speaks to us that we should have more balance. It speaks to us in us playing the victim card. It speaks to us, it's anything that stops us, that's how it speaks to us. No, I should have more control. No, you know what, success is supposed to look so perfect, so let me try to get it perfect before I put it out in the world. So you have to see what is your resistance's personality. Whatever will be your weakness, that's what resistance will be using on you. So you have to start to figure out what is that conversation that normally makes you stop. The only reason I want to share this video with you is so many of you wrote, Pooja, I have to get over being lazy, I have to get over being distracted, I have to get over being, all those points that you had written, socially overwhelmed by all the parties I have to attend. I got so many of you writing so honestly all of the reasons why or what you need to change in your life to truly become who you need to become. Let me tell you, if you start to beat resistance, if you truly start to play this game and start winning on a daily basis, there's a book called Make Your Bed, which is the first thing in the morning. When you make your bed, you've beaten resistance. So whatever you keep doing in the day, keep noticing, okay, I don't feel like getting up and getting my water. Ramu, pani de do. And you get up and you go get your water. You've beaten resistance. So every day you put yourself in that space. Okay, I needed to meditate, 5 minutes of meditation, finish my meditation, I've beaten resistance. So set habits up for yourself where you beat resistance. The more you beat resistance, the more your resistance will shrink. The more you don't beat your resistance, the less powerful you'll keep getting, and your resistance will become such a massive size that one day will come where you will feel so weak, you won't know why, but whenever you say something, it just doesn't happen for you because your resistance has truly taken over, like coronavirus, right? So let's deal with resistance the same way as we are dealing with coronavirus. Let's isolate it from our life. Let's truly start to do what we need to do. And I can tell you, if you follow this, whether in your personal life or in your professional life, you will start to see a huge improvement in what you do. This video has become a little longer than what I had wanted to be, but I really hope it benefits you as you start to understand your resistance. Do comment below how your resistance speaks to you and what is it that you would like to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 rule on. What can you say in 5 seconds and take action in 5 seconds, because of which your resistance won't be able to beat you again. This is the perfect time actually to set new habits and beat them, because in the quarantine you can really truly decide what are the things you want to gain in your life and truly then make sure that those habits get inculcated in the next 20, 21, 22 days, and you beat resistance every day, every day, every day, every day, and watch at the end of 21 days how powerful you feel from within. Then as women, when we set our business goals, then as women, when we set our targets, just watch how they will come true, because the kind of power we'll carry in our personality. Right now for some of us, our resistance is winning. Let's turn that around. Thank you.